Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Dhondiba Ishwanath, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Government First Grade College, KR from Bangalore. Today I am going to discuss about chemistry of newer materials, which is belong to 6th semester BSc of Chemistry 7, which is Inorganic Chemistry, affiliated to Bangalore and Bangalore North University. In this class, I have to discuss that is a sixth material, that is a nanomaterials. In this class, I have to discuss nanomaterials, meaning with explanation, classifications of nanomaterials, structure of nanomaterials, then production of nanomaterials by Sol-Gel method, inert gas condensation method, mechanical alloying or high energy ball milling method, plasma synthesis method, uh, and electrode deposition method, and lastly applications of nanomaterials. These points I have to discuss one by one in this class. Now first one is a definition of nanomaterials. The nanomaterials are the particles. They may be either crystalline or amorphous of organic or inorganic materials having size range of 1 to 100 nanometer. Therefore, nanomaterials are classified into nanostructured materials that are referred to condensed bulk materials which are nanometer in size, and nanophase or nanoparticle materials are basically dispersive nanoparticles. Now coming to the classification of nanomaterials. Depending on the dimension in which the size effect on the resultant property becomes apparent, the nanomaterials can be classified as 0 dimension, second one is 1 dimension, second dimension 2 dimensional, and 3 dimensional. Therefore, let us discuss one by one. 0 dimensional, and example is quantum dots, in which the movement of electrons is confined in all three directions or dimensions. Second class is 1 dimensional, and example is quantum wire, in which the electrons move only freely in the x direction or in only one direction. Third one is 2 dimensional, or it is also example is nothing but thin films, thin sheet or film, in which the free electrons can move in x and y plane, x and y direction, or in two directions or in two dimensions. Last one is fourth, that is the class 3 dimensional. It is a structured material built of nanoparticles as a building block. The nanoparticles join together, they form a nanostructured. They having a 3 dimension, and this is the example nanostructured, in which the free electrons can move in x, y, and z directions or dimensions, or it say that is also in all three directions the particles or material can be developed. These are about that is classification of nanomaterials. Now coming to that is the structure of nanomaterials. Structure of nanomaterials can be explained either structure of fullerenes or nanotubes or graphites, which are already explained in the previous class. Therefore, you have to I have already explained that is a fullerene structure, also nanotube structure in the previous class, that you have to use to explain the structure of nanomaterials. These are the example given. This is the fullerene nanomaterials. You can also give that is structure of graphene or graphite or diamond. These are the 3D that is the things. This is the graphene is nothing but 2D, and this is nanotube is nothing but 1 dimension, and fullerene is a 0 dimension. These are the there, and they have to explain either fullerene's structure or nanotubes for the structure of nanomaterials. Now coming to that is the methods, different methods of preparation of nanomaterials, and there are 5 for your syllabus. First one is goes to sol-gel synthesis method, second one is inert gas condensation method, mechanical alloying or high energy ball milling method, fourth one is plasma method synthesis method, and fifth one is electrode deposition method. Now first one, let us discuss one by one. In first method, sol-gel synthesis method. In this method, the principle is involved. This method is used for the production of ceramic nano-structured polymers as well as oxide nanoparticles. The synthesis takes place under relatively mild conditions and low temperatures. The term sol refers to a dispersion of solid particles in water. Therefore, we say that is the solid is dispersed in water medium or solvent, organic solvent. The solution is called that is and the solid particles in that solution is around 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer size of the particle. They are called as sols. Then in sol gel process, the conversion of material from the liquid sol state to solid gel state via sol gel transformation. Uncontrolled heat treatment in air can transfer gels into a ceramic oxide material. Then here procedure. The sol-gel method mainly undergoes hydrolysis, condensation and drying process to deliver the final metal oxide which are nanostructured. The formation of metal oxide involves different consecutive steps. Initially, the corresponding metal precursors, which precursor, that is a metal which is used to make that is a nanoparticles, that is undergo a rapid hydrolysis to produce the metal hydroxide solution, followed by immediate condensation which leads to the formation of three-dimensional gels. After that, gel is subjected to drying process and the resulting product is readily converted to zero-gel or aerogel based on the mode of drying. Sol-gel method can be classified into two ways, such as aqueous sol-gel method. Another one is non-aqueous sol-gel methods, depending on the nature of the solvent utilized. If water is used as a reaction medium, it is known as aqueous sol-gel method, and use of organic solvent as a reaction medium for sol-gel process is termed as non-aqueous sol-gel. The reaction pathway for the production of metal oxide nanostructures in the sol-gel method is shown in below diagram. In the sol-gel method, nature of the metal precursors and solvent plays a significant role in the synthesis of metal oxide nanoparticles, in which here you have to say that is here a precursor, this is starting material, you have to take here, then it subjected to the hydrolysis, then condensation by stirring to form a gel formation, then gel formation, then it's subjected to a drying by evaporative dryness and supercritical drying, means it contains some that is air or some that is a wet product, and this is a completely zero gel, means it is a completely dry particle. It is aerogel, means it contains some air will be there and it is somewhat wet is there, and by using this is the drying process, a final product will be get, that is finally compound, that is called as nanoparticles as a sol-gel method. and this is about that is a production of nanoparticles by Sol-Gel method. Now coming to that is a second method, inert gas condensation method. Now the name itself, the inert gas evaporation condensation, that is IGC, is a technique in which nanoparticles are formed from the evaporation of metallic materials in an inert gas. This is widely used in the synthesis of ultrafine metal particles. In this process, a metal is evaporated inside an ultra-high vacuum chamber filled with helium inert gas. The vaporized metal collides with helium molecules, thus losing kinetic energy. As collisions increases, the movement of particles decreases. As a result, supersaturation of metallic particles achieved. At high supersaturation, the vapors rapidly form a number of clusters. These clusters get condensed on cold nitrogen surfaces to form nanoparticles. This is shown in diagram. Now here simply, now inert gas you have to subject here, and this is the at high temperature you have to vaporize that materials, and here cold nitrogen will be there in the metal, that is a container which is deposited, and it is fall into a funnel through which here that is collected at low pressure. Then it will be takes again further, it will be high pressure. The compact particles of nano size particles can be generated here, and this is the figure about that is a condensed particles. Now coming to that is a third one is mechanical alloying or high energy ball milling method of synthesis. The following steps involved in this method. First step is, this method consists of balls and a mill chamber. It contains a stainless steel container and many small iron, hardened steel, silicon carbide or tungsten carbide balls are made to rotate inside a mill or drum. Second point, the powder of material is taken inside the steel container. This powder will be made into nanoparticles using the ball milling technique. The magnet is placed outside the container to provide the pulling force to the material, and this magnetic force increases the milling energy when milling container or chamber rotates the metal balls. Third point, the ball to material mass ratio is normally maintained at 2:1. Fourth point goes to these silicon carbide balls provide very large amount of energy to the material become powder, and this powder is then get crushed. This process of ball milling is done approximately 100 to 150 hours to get uniform fine powder. And last point, ball milling is a mechanical process, and thus all the structural and chemical changes are produced by mechanical energy only to produce nanoparticles. And this is about that is a ball milling method for synthesis of nanoparticles. Now next, fourth one is plasma method of synthesis. Plasma method is another method used to produce nanoparticles. The plasma is generated by radio frequency, that is RF, heating coils. The initial metal is enclosed in a pestle, and the pestle is enclosed in an evacuated chamber. The metal is then heated above its evaporation point by high voltage radio frequency coils wrapped around the evacuated chamber. The helium gas, that is the inert gas, is used in this procedure, which forms a high temperature plasma in the region of the coils after flowing into the system. The metal vapor nuclides means metal vapors undergo a splitting. It is a split ups nuclides on the helium gas atoms and diffuses up to a cold collector rod. This is where nanoparticles are collected. This is shown in the diagram. Now here simple, the plasma gas is that is nothing but helium gas, and precursors, it is a high voltage, that is a frequency factor will be a here. Then it is a radio frequency will be here to heat this mixture. Then it is combined, it is quenched gases. This is the helium gas will be produced, and it is after quenching or which after combined it produces a powder, that is a product which are in nano size particles. If any particles are not in nano size particle, then nano size, further it is subjected to the process of gas recirculation that comes here. Then again it is combined with, that is a fresh precursors and plasma gases, and it is quenching gases, that is helium is takes place, and further it is till to get there is a nanoparticles will be obtained, and this process will be continuous to get, that is a process of preparation of plasma, that is nanoparticles by plasma synthesis method. And now next come to the last method, that is the electrodeposition method. This is a simple and well established process to produce nanocrystalline materials. It involves the electrolyte containing positive and negative ions. Therefore, it is considered as ionic conductor. To prepare an electrolyte, the desired metal contained in a chemical species liquidized or make a solution of that substance, mostly dissolved in water, to form a molten salt. The different organic and ionic liquids are currently used for the particular electrodeposition process. To begin electrodeposition, the cathode is act as a working electrode, which is immersed in the electrolyte contained in a vessel or cell, along with the anode, which is act as a counter electrode. The two electrodes are connected to a battery or other sources of power, source. The cathode is connected to the negative terminals of the battery, while the anode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Then electric current is allowed to flow in the circuit so that the metal ions get reduced to metal atoms and deposited on the surface of the cathode electrode. Just the electrolysis will be takes place. This is shown in below figure in the next slide. During this process, all metal ions are removed from the solution and are deposited on the surface of the cathode as a thin layer as a nano-sized particles. The reaction in aqueous medium at the cathode is given below. Here in the solution state, the metal ion will be there, which is undergo a production of nanoparticle that will be present in the solution. It is positively charged, and cathode is a negative electron, negatively charged ion which attract the cation. Therefore, it is called as a cathode. Then these ions migrate towards the cathode where the electrons will be there. That electrons combined with that metal ion and it is became a discharge. Therefore, electrolysis will be takes place. It is a decomposition of charged ion of metal into chargeless metal, and this is the very small in size particles. It is a metal chargeless, and this particle, a thin layer, will be a form on the cathode, which is in nano size, and hence it is a nano size particle which is shown in figure. Now simply we say here, this is the 2 electrode, this is the working electrode, and this is the counter electrode, and this is the power supply. A solution you have to make the whose the nanoparticles will be made. That solution is dissolved, that substance is dissolved in water, make the solution, and allow the electricity pass through the power supply or battery, in which the metal cation, metal is became always positive charge, and that will be attract towards the cathode and deposit on, that is that takes the electron, and deposition will be takes place, and a thin layer of nanoparticles coated on this cathode. Then finally it can remove and evacuated. Just you have to heat it, it can be removed as a thin layer, and it make a powder that thin sheet, and it became a, that is a nano particle which are in, that is a nano size. The thickness of the deposited layer or film of nanoparticles on the cathode electrode is depends on time and concentration of the solution used. We require, that is, if more number of particles, nanoparticles, you require the concentration solution is the more, and you have to pass the electricity for longer time to get, that is a more amount of, that is a nanoparticles. And this is about, that is a electro deposition method. Now coming to last aspect, that is the applications of nanomaterials. Nanomaterials can be find extensive applications in the following fields. First one is, these are used in the preparation of computer chips. It is nanomaterials used in the computer chips that can be made by using a nanomaterials. Second one is, these are used in the kinetic energy penetrators, the kinetic energy penetrators with enhanced lithicity, means it has the ability to pass the kinetic energy into a membrane or whatever may be by using a nanomaterials. Then third one is, these are used in the preparation of better insulation materials. The insulation materials can be made up of by using a nanomaterials also. Fourth one is, these are used in the phosphors for high definition television. It is used in the phosphors for high definition television. Fifth one is, these are used in the manufacture of low cost flat panel display. These are used for low cost flat panel display, like a computer or mobile phone display, or that is the signals. They can be circuit diagram, they can be used for by using the nano materials. Next, sixth one, these are used in the manufacture of tougher and harder cutting tools. tips of the, that is the cutters tools that can be used by using a nanomaterials. Seventh one, these are used in the elimination of pollutants. When the pollution, the elements are a polluted area or that pollutants present in the air or water wherever, that can be removed or eliminated by using nanoparticles. Fourth, the eighth one, these are used in the high energy density batteries. It having a high energy density batteries means high voltage battery. They are prepared by using a nanomaterials. Ninth one, these are used in high power magnets. In the preparation or manufacture of high power magnets, these nanomaterials are used. The 10th one, these are used as a high sensitivity sensors. These are the high sensitivity sensors which are made up by using a nanomaterials. These are used in automobiles and greater fuel efficiency to make, that is it cannot be consumed to get the automobile parts, that should not be consume more fuel. That parts can be made up of by using a, that is a nanomaterials. Therefore these are used in automobiles with greater fuel efficiency. And last, that is the 12th one, these are used in the manufacture of aerospace components with enhanced performance characteristics material that can be manufactured by using these nanoparticles. And this complete, that is a sixth, that is a material, that is a nanoparticles, and hence this complete, that is a chemistry of newer materials.